Hope you have a legendary grand day. It's like I said in the last video, though, that, like, this gotta stop happening. Like, over 600 days, and we haven't had an issue only for, like, 2 of those days. I don't know, man. It's so confusing when... Or 700 days, I don't know. Like, almost 1,000 days, not very, like, close. Like, another year, like 3 years would be, like, 1,000 days. And we wouldn't have had an issue for, like, the entire thing. And it's just so confusing with Dedsec sometimes. But, like, the more we talk, we figure things out. But he says the issue is that I'm making a video and not going directly to him. But it's funny, because I shouldn't have to go directly to him, because these things shouldn't happen to begin with. And here's the thing. When the issue is what it is, and I have to go directly to him, that's when it's like, why do I gotta go directly to you when we play just fine every other time? Like, the one thing that I forgot to mention, well, I in a way mentioned it, but the fact that he said some, like, crazy stuff on live stream, and I don't think he knew, like, the weight of the words he carried and said right there. And I know he's trying to, like, make content and do all this stuff, and I'm trying to, like, make sure no one, like, attacks him for it, because if they heard clearly exactly what he said in that moment, he probably would stop doing YouTube, because it would affect his mental health after so many people are going to start attacking him and just saying a lot of threats and all kinds of stuff because of what he said. And I don't know if he understands, like, what he said was, you know, and don't get me wrong, back in the day, I used to get same gamer rage. Like, I feel how he feels. And I mean, still nowadays, I still feel, like, sometimes how the game gets. And I understand it. But when you're live streaming and when you're recording, it's not that, oh, try not to look bad while you're off camera. The thing is, some people, it's not that. For some people, it probably is. But for some, it's just, how do I explain this? I can't say, like, a mental thing. It's more of maybe anger issues. I don't know. I mean, like, when a game's not going your way, it's not really anger issues. And you don't really develop anger issues. You either have it or you don't. But, which I previously did. But it's more of like, when obviously something's not going your way, sometimes some people are going to get mad. And it's the same when people play video games. When something's not going your way while you're playing that video game, you're obviously not going to be happy about that. Oh yeah, unless you're like a masochist or something. But, like, when you have something not going your way and it's not something that you want to happen, then are you going to be happy about that? No, exactly. So, like, especially when some people are, like, stressed or something, it adds on top of that. Or when something's going on at home, it adds on top of that. And I'm not going to be sharing a lot of personal information between me and Dedsec. He's let me know last time that he doesn't want personal information out there. And I'm not going to do that to him, because that's my friend. That's the homie. Why would I do that to him? I didn't do that in any of the videos I did. So I want to make sure that, you know, the homie has his privacy. Because that's messed up, for one, to even do that. And so on and so forth with other reasons. But, and I'm not that type of person that would be, like, negative or toxic. Like I said, I've said it so many times before. No one gives me a valid proof, evidence, or a valid reason or anything. Documentation, paperwork, screenshots, screen recordings, you name it. Hasn't showed me or anybody else why I'm such a bad person. So I don't know why Dedsec would even say, hey, don't share personal private stuff, and like, make sure it's between us, yada yada. I mean, I don't know why he would say that, because I never did any of that. But not everybody can think about the same things. Not everybody's going to understand, like, the same thing. Not everybody can think of the same thing. I mean, like, I have a little gamer group that can't think of, and that's a lot of people. Some of them. Not, okay, maybe it's not a lot of people. I wish I could edit that out. Oh my gosh, no, I'm kidding. I don't really mind. Anyway, it's not really a lot of people. It's really not. But with how many people there is, the fact that they still can't, like, think about some stuff, like why they're doing all that, and they give reasons which are just excuses and made up stuff just so they can complain and talk trash. And then when I give them like a breakdown of what they're basically saying, it goes one of two ways sometimes. It goes either completely opposite of what they're saying, and what they're saying shows to not make sense, or what they're saying, or the second option, which is what they're saying doesn't make sense, and then also it's completely contradictive, and it could be said for themselves. So it's like, and a lot of the time, it's both sometimes. Well, maybe not both, but like, you know, the second option. Especially with, you know, the X Deadly's clone, and then the second X Deadly's clone. But the first X Deadly's clone being Alpha Shadow Hawk clone, Joshua. When he says a lot of the stuff, but he contradicts himself, and it's just, the hypocrisy doesn't make sense, because it's like, why are you trying to do all this other stuff and then do this drama at the same time? Like, you can't even, like, think of the most simplest things. I don't even know how he graduated college, but then I realized, I was like, oh, it's because he's doing video games. So it's not like he's actually putting his brain to the test in any shape, way, or form, or learning anything new besides, oh, how to create a video game. I mean, like, come on. You either make the game or play the game, and he's just doing the other option now. So, I mean, what's the difference? Especially with someone with his brain and stature. That might get misconceived and misinterpreted, misunderstood. But, it is what it is. But I'll discuss a little bit of this stuff that I texted him, just so you guys know what happened, and just so you guys can see, like, the whole situation as is. You know, I did the same thing with the last couple videos that I did with him blaming JJ Orange and me. So, like, this isn't nothing new, and I'm just letting you guys know to stay up to date on things. He said, did he delete it? I guess he deleted it, saying that he saw the video. I think he deleted his text. That's really weird, honestly. But, I don't know. Makes me uncomfortable that he deleted the text without telling me. Yeah, but, I mean, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. But, wasn't expecting you to see the video so quickly, but since you watched it, can I get your opinion on the video or anything you'd like to discuss? Because the whole situation is starting to make me uncomfortable, because no communication is being made for the bond of the friendship I thought we were still making. I just want to know an explanation as to why. I just hope, you know, I still want to continue being friends. It's nothing negative. And he said, I need some time to think currently. Which is weird, because he says that, but then he doesn't delete any of the stuff that he says after. But he ends up deleting all the previous messages he said when he said he saw the video. So I don't know why that is. So I said, heck yeah, man. I'm not blaming nothing on you. Just want to understand my best friend, homie Holmes more. Hope you're having a great day. And then this is what he says. I just feel like a bit like that you're throwing me curveballs, per se, when you talk to me. I mean, you joke a lot, and it's hard to tell if you're really joking or not. So for someone that calls himself a friend that's been around me for 2 years. Hold on, let me get the table so I can emphasize this, because this is just sad, and just how do you not understand this? 2 years. 2. You've been around me for 600 days. And for 2 of those days, you don't know when I'm joking? Even though for hundreds of days I joked with you, and it was funny and fine then, and for 2 days all of a sudden it's different? Like, I made this point before. And this is his reason for his response to the video that I made. And it's like, what are you thinking about? Like, what? How? Like, at this point, there's no excuse that there's anything bad going on at home, or you're stressed from homework, or stressed from school, or stressed from family, or drama at home, or something. Like, there's no excuse for that no more. Like, you can't use that as an excuse, because at this point, you're just, like, ruining a friendship just to do it. Like, at this point, like, it's all on Dedsec. For no reason. Like, I don't play these types of games, bro. Like, I don't got time for none of this. I've spent so much time, maybe not so much time, but a lot of the time, let me phrase this. I spent a lot of time with Dedsec that I did not have to, but I went out of my way to not only help Dedsec, but to create content with Dedsec. excuse me, to support Dedsec, comment on the stream, subscribe, all that stuff. And again, for a second time, he's saying that he doesn't understand when I'm joking or not. As he's making it sound like I have this like super high, multi-layered freaking meaning behind everything, and that like some of the stuff is just so high level IQ that he just doesn't understand it. And he doesn't know like all I'm doing is being myself, being charismatic, being a comedian, because that's what I am, making jokes that sometimes are higher level IQ jokes that some people will understand, and then sometimes it's like straight up face value, sometimes even not really even like basic jokes, but just jokes that you would understand when you hear it like right away, no matter like what the situation is. You don't have to know any type of knowledge. It's just like that type of stuff. Like I can go on and on about explaining the type of stuff, and that's just for like jokes in some one example and one explanation. I've never had anybody tell me that they didn't understand my jokes and then try to be friends like after. I've never had a situation like that, or even people that say they don't understand my jokes, because then we would have a discussion, and then I would ask them, how are you not understanding this? Like it's not like a full explanation. Dedsec is kind of vague like that. He never gives like a full explanation and a full reason. It is starting to rain. I might have to go in the garage, but I'm gonna stay out here until it like starts raining. Bro, this spider web is just gonna get me mad. But it doesn't make sense to me, bro. It really does not. It seriously confuses me when this type of stuff happens, because I'm really trying to understand like what's making him think of this stuff, because I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel negative, but I'm starting to get really uncomfortable because, you know, after all of that, all of what I just explained, he's still saying that he doesn't understand my jokes, and that is the reason why he's acting weird. Like, what the heck, dude? Like, what? Like, Scoob, like, this is some BS. Like, I actually... This is Wabbit season, like, in a minute. Like, and then Dedsec's Rabbit. No, I'm kidding, but, like... Nah, he's cool. He's chill. I like Dedsec. He's fun to play with and fun to mess around with, but... when these times happen and he acts like this, it's so confusing to me. Like, I wish he could just chill and not take, like, you know, some of the stuff serious. I understand that he might be sensitive or something, but, like, I'm not being negative. I want him to know, like, I'm his friend. Like, you don't gotta be, like, weird to me just because I'm some stranger and some random person on the internet, or just some person that's just, you know, that you just seriously don't know and all that stuff. I'm a chill guy, and the people that don't get along with me are people that are seriously mental. And I don't even know why they're out in society. I made this point last time, but they are. And once, you know, stuff starts happening, I told you so, and don't say I didn't tell you that. Anywho, so he says that, and he says, again, it's my experience with social cues. And he apologizes, and I feel bad, because when people apologize a lot, when they're not necessarily doing anything wrong, that means that in some shape, way, or form, there has been some sort of psychological abuse or mental abuse that has been done. Now, with me being a doctor and a therapeutic person that knows how to do therapy, I mean, you can see my case with the Joshua Alpha Shadow Hawk clone, and I will be having a video called Therapy Revelations up soon, talking about that whole thing, talking about how the session was, and how if everything was solved, and if therapy went well with him. So I also made some music, you know, talking to him, and he was in the song. Definitely wasn't me doing an impression of him. And yeah, definitely not being sarcastic right there, which I am. Which, by the way, some of my greatest work, like, I made some really good music, and just so many ideas, and like multi-layered meanings and all that stuff. That's when I did multi-layered meanings, but I don't do it all the time. But anyway, it sucks But he did also, when he said he apologizes, he did say that he apologized, that he had me join the server, and stop my whole grind. Which, when I said that, it just sucks because, I'll just say it out loud. I've already probably said it before, but I am spending my time wisely because I don't know how much time I have. And I really don't. And I don't want to spend my time doing stuff for other people when I have so much stuff that I want to do. But I love helping other people, and I love the support that I do for other people, because I know I help people have better lives, and I know I've saved people from, doing some stuff and battling a lot of mental issues, and I've helped people not do things that they would regret and not actually want to do, and push themselves over the limit and almost get to that point. I think you guys know what I'm referring to, even though obviously I can't say it on YouTube. But I've helped a lot of people, countless people. So that's when I get confused when people the little Stormtrooper COD Zombie Gamer group that's talking about like, oh, I'm such a bad person, this, that. It's a little confusing because, like, for example, the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone Joshua, the ex-Deadly's clone, I helped him by being his only friend. His mom said it, his parents said it, his dad said it, and even he himself said it more than everybody else. Said that I was his only friend. And like that meant something. I'm like, dang, because I feel that. I feel that same thing. I don't have no friends either, so I'm gonna make the best of this bond and friendship, and you know where that went. So now he's doing, I don't even know, bro. I feel so bad. Anyhow though, I'm still gonna collaborate. I'm still gonna do the stuff with Dedsec. I think everything's fine. I probably should put this at like the end of the video after I recapped our messages and stuff. But I don't like when this stuff happens. Like for years, more than 1 year, like we've been chilling. Literally nothing gone wrong. And the more we hang out, like it's more fun, and like it's cool. Like we're growing up together and having that friendship. And that's cool, man. Like that's awesome. And I've never judged him for anything that he's ever done. And I accept him as a friend. And I see no issue with what he does, how he does it, what he believes in, anything like that, because he's my friend. I don't see him as any different from any other human being on this earth. And for people to say that I'm a negative person and toxic and all this stuff, it's like those same people don't understand me. They don't know me. And that's why they do that stuff. But it's just, I don't know, man. And I know not everything needs to be taken seriously, and that's what I say too. So when people say something, that doesn't exactly mean that they really mean it. And it's all comes to communication, discussion, and understanding. And that's what I tell Dedsec later. But that's what this is. Like that's why I would debate with people, and I call it debating rather than just normal conversation, because I know they're gonna try to refute my points, my valid points, with some BS excuses, with stuff that is not proven true. So that's why I call it debates, because I know they're going to try to debate rather than accept that they're in the wrong. That's why I call it debating. And that's why it's going to be, in the title, because that's just simply put, that's the truth. And I know that Dedsec understands some of the stuff, and I'm glad that he at least doesn't go to any type of way negatively, and tries to argue or tries to get mad or try to get emotional over the stuff. And he actually chills, listens, and tries to understand at least, or tries to do that stuff as I do. I mean, no matter what, I always sit down, chill, listen to everybody else. So for someone to actually do that to me, when I'm talking to them to communicate, to tell them how I feel, and then they tell me how they feel, and then we figure out a middle ground. We figure out, okay, this is now we understand each other. Now we can go forward. But I just hope that we can figure out everything in general. So and he's done nothing wrong, and I told him that, like, there's nothing that's going wrong. It's just you're giving me like contradictory reactions. You want to say you want to be my friend, but then you say you don't know when I'm joking, so you don't know what to do in that situation, and then you don't feel comfortable or safe, and so you leave. And it's like, I'm so confused, because why are you seeing me as a friend for 2 years straight, and then all of a sudden now you see me as, like, not a friend, and you're treating me like as not a friend. You're leaving the games, you're not giving explanations and stuff like that. And the more I talk to him, the more I understand his situation, and the more we get things figured out, because he's not meaning to do that half the time. And it's because, like, there's more reasons that I'm not gonna, like, say everything, but for reasons, but stuff happens, and that's just life. I mean, he's blamed himself when he wasn't even in the wrong. But I give him an example. I was like, how about this? When have I ever been negative? And if I have not been negative, because that's what it is and that's what the truth is, how can you not tell when I'm joking? Why would I hurt my friend or my friend's feelings? Meaning him, that's basically what I mean. But I'm just saying that in general. Why would I be negative to you? It's not your fault. I just ran out of options with trying to assess this situation, or these situations. And the best way to do it is communication, discussion, and conversation to talk about things to better understand, and now I know. And replying when he said, I know I'm in the wrong for a lot of things. And I said, I did not say you were in the wrong. I said, I can't find a reason as to why you think I am being negative besides you misinterpreting or misunderstanding what I said. Even though I said it as in besides a misinterpretation or misunderstanding. I then says, when he says apologize, I said, I'm not blaming you, and you don't have to apologize. This is why we are communicating to better understand each other. And I said, so is there anything you don't understand or have any questions or figure things out? I said, I went to you to talk about what the issue was months ago when the first thing happened with JJ Orange, along with now. And this is when I bring up the point where, which makes twice I've had to do that out of 2 years of us playing, when everything was going fine for over hundreds of days, but then 2 days it didn't. And I said, which for almost 2 years we've had good times, and I did not have to go to him to question what the heck was going on beforehand, which sucks that I had to begin with. And he, so, stuff like that. And then he said, I thought that it could have been sad to not have as much viewers, but to be honest, the friendships that's behind the viewers, honestly, more or less matter more. Which I think he means it matters more or less. As in the friends you made, the content that you make, the friends that you made with the content that you make is more valuable than the likes and views themselves. And then I said, replying to TVH, the friendships that's behind the viewerships, I would hope so. But I got to see that being true by people's decisions and what they show. And it's very true. Like, that's why we were discussing about it. And that's just, what it is. Because you can't, show positive for 600 days or so, 700 days, and then show negative by basically, just being confusing. And there's a bird up there. Not really negative, but just like not positive or as a friend. And that's what I mean. But he says he doesn't hate me, so there's that. So that's basically a recap of everything going on. And I guess it's just drizzling. It's not actually raining, so I finished the video and I was glad I could do it outside. I like the clouds and the sky and all the stuff in the background. That's cool. But as for this video, it's just a situation that I'm letting you guys being informed by it, because that's just what this LGE community is. And that's what Legendary Grand Entertainment's all about. It's all just happiness, joyfulness, enjoying life, living life to the fullest, living your best life, living your only life that you have to the best and fullest, making the most of it, making the most of your life. And if you're not doing that, then it's because you're not in Legendary Grind Entertainment, or you're not enjoying Legendary Grind Entertainment, or it's just you're just a negative, evil person for literally no reason, because why do that? That's, you're wasting life and time. And you don't want to waste life. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste energy. You don't want to waste effort, dedication. You don't want to waste, your breath. You don't want to waste, everything. You don't want to waste none of that. Your 7 chakras, all that. So, unless you do, by being negative. And if you're going to do that, just don't be around me, because you're just going to waste both of our times. Well, not mine, because I don't care, but I want to finish this video on peace, love, prosperity, positivity. 3 of those I got from Logic, sure, whatever, but, shout out to the homie. That was one of my inspirations to start doing music, besides like Pitbull, the rapper, and then so on and so forth. Just be nice to your friends, support and love each other, because we're the only thing we got in this world. And it's a small world, no pun intended. But I mean pun intended, because it's just what it is. And, you just want to make the best of this life, because you don't want to live a bad life. Like, you want to live a luxurious, lavish, enjoyable life. And you want to make the most out of it. So, I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. And I'll let you guys discuss about this video if you want, but I'm done with this video for now, so make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Zach Mountain. Thank you guys for watching, appreciate it, or the homie Zach, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.